Welcome back to our Mix It Up setup, migration, whatever you want to call it. It's featurette, where we're talking about migrating necessarily from our lovely Streamlabs over to Mix It Up bot. I'm still loving Mix It Up. I'm going to go back here because I want to make sure that I'm in the right spot. But we are going to talk today about more of these command things and some little setup you want to do for the next part of this. So I went over the basic chat, this IR Discord, very basic, right? Very, very basic. It's awesome. But I want to show you audio. Audio is amazing. We're going to do a new command because I don't want to show you things. So audio, again, I made that audio command group to make my life simple. Trigger something. I don't want to show you things because it actually does show stuff on my computer that I don't want you to see. And we're going to do sound. So I called it audio. Probably I should call it sound, right? Because then it makes more sense to everybody's world. So then I'm not confused by where am I adding this, but it's a sound. Play sound, stop all sounds. Really cool. So you could, that's actually not a bad idea. I was just thinking that through when I saw stop all sounds. You could actually say, stop all sounds before this and then play the sound. So you could do two different things, which would actually be a good idea. And then you just simply browse for the file, right? Just browse for the file. Totally fine. I'm not going to show you a file here. It'll put the file path here. All right, now there's a couple things that I want to do for the next part. So there's a couple ways to implement playing of sounds, and I'm going to go over the way that I was taught, and then I'm going to go over the way that I learned. So my friend Mika, amazing streamer, you guys should check him out, Mikala89 over on Twitch. And he has this running, and when I talked to him about it, he had the default audio be actually speakers be the output. So then what he had to do in OBS is make a audio beta thing in order to make it work. So he had to have the audio source be Mix It Up this in order for it to work. And I am not a huge advocate of that because then what it does, it takes anything through your speakers and outputs it through there. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It works. Don't get me wrong. It works. But I'm going to show you how to do it via the mix-up overlay. And it does require a little bit of setup and a little bit of knowledge. A little bit. A little tiny bit. We're still going to try for, less than 10-minute video here. So mix it up overlay is what I'm going to do. That's what I have all my other ones on, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, again, when you're setting up audio, again, really, really make sure you've got that cooldown and then your permissions set correctly. Please, please, please. All right. So I'm going to close that because there's a little bit of setup. So we're going to do it through the mix it up overlay. So the Mix It Up overlay is like any other overlay that you have your browser source. So again, for this example, if we go to our Streamlabs people, we go to that alert box and then you get that widget URL and you're importing that into your Streamlabs desktop or your OBS. That's what that is. Okay? Just so you guys understand what's going on. So it's an overlay. They call it an overlay, but really it's just a browser source for your streaming software. All right, how do we set that up? There is a little bit to set up. So we're gonna click on this gear and we're gonna go to overlays. Level concept. So by default, you do have an overlay. You do wanna make sure that you copy that link and paste it into your OBS or your Streamlabs or whatever, XSplit, whatever your stream software of choice is. Now, I was having problems with this because I didn't read the fine print, and I'm gonna show you where that fine print is. So get that browser source going, set that up in your streaming software of choice, and then we're gonna go over to advanced, not advanced. All right, you've got that. Sorry, you've now got that copied. You've got it set up. Now we're gonna close this, and we're gonna go to yet another place in here, and that is services. Now, services, you're gonna see I've got a couple checkboxes here. Perfect, that's what I want to see. So, novel concept, we're gonna go to overlay, right? Overlay, you wanna make sure that it is set up and connected. You can test the connection here. Boom. The other thing that I set up beforehand, just to make sure that it is working, is that connection between my OBS Studio and Mix It Up. That's right here. It does look different if you haven't set this up before. It's going to ask you to, put in a username and password. This goes over exactly what you need to do. You go to Tools, OBS, WebSockets. In this case, it is Tools and then WebSocket Server Settings in the version 31.03. And you get a password, you put it in, easy peasy, super simple. Follow the directions, truly. And then when you hit test connection, you'll see that it's connected when OBS is running. I am recording currently on OBS, so I can't show you all that, but that's what happens. If you use Streamlabs Desktop, same thing. Right there, there's your connect button. So make sure that those connections are all established. All right, now, I told you I was having problems. I thought I had all this set up, it still wasn't working. So here's the next critical thing, and we're gonna look at overlay. It's jumping. So we're gonna focus on our overlay here, and I wanna just focus on this area right here. To use the mix-up overlay, please ensure Mix It Up is running first. Yeah, that's a problem. Like right now, because of the fact that I have restarted Mix It Up since I've started recording and showing you guys things, I know this isn't gonna work. So you have to make sure that this is running first. If not, you can go to OBS and go to the browser source and hit that force refresh cached web page, and it will then work, okay? So you do have options there, but again, when you're streaming, make sure that you've started this first, and then OBS, and if you forget, then you can just simply go and do that refresh thing. All right, now those are the settings I wanted to show you. They apply to probably everything we're gonna do moving forward, just so you're aware. I do want to show, I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to show you for this one. We're going to keep it simple for just these settings, and then we'll go back to doing other things here. So thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit more tedious one, but hopefully you'll understand why, moving forward, why that was super important. And yeah, questions, comments, concerns, clean jokes, leave them in the lovely description, and I will catch you in the next one where we'll talk about making even more complicated commands. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Take care of yourselves.